Helichrysum is the third full-length album from Hippie Death Cult, and this is a Portland, Oregon-based heavy psychedelic rock band, and one I would accuse of being more of a heavy blues rock band, and potentially a stoner metal band overall, depending on the song and depending on the configuration of the lineup, because they've had a couple of changes, some more severe than others over the last couple of years. And they started out as more of a really slick, bluesy, soulful, kind of stony blues rock and stoner metal band. And they had a little bit of a doom edge to their sound, but not really. They weren't quite working in that the witchcraft sort of realm where the doom was a little bit more implied and the proto metal was banging at it a little bit more. So it took them, their second record was even more chilled out. I think it was more of a pandemic record in some aspects, but their debut back in 2019, that still really stands out. That's a really, it's so different from this record in a lot of ways because the vocalist is quite different and the songwriting has a very different mood to it. It's still essential to go back and listen to that first record. The second one we could argue about. I just, it's not very memorable to me. And that vocalist left at that point. And so their bassist stepped in as a vocalist. And, well, the original vocalist is male and Laura Phillips is female. So the vocals are obviously going to be very different. And the interesting thing is that she's almost a better, I don't know, better for my taste vocalist because there's a serious doom character. There's a sort of an embodiment of the narrative on these songs that it can go in different directions. But as the album starts out, it feels almost like a heavy psychedelic slash doom record. We'll listen to a song here and you'll know exactly what I mean.
You need to know about it. She'll drink you in.
So if you're a fan of Castle, the band out of California, and maybe earlier Blood Ceremony, not quite, there's not really, the keyboards are not really a focus for this band. You'll get there's a little bit of a doom groove to most of these songs, but Hippie Death Cult haven't lost the bluesy, soulful side to their sound. I think this is more of a striking back sort of record. There's a little bit of vengeance in its eye, and there's a little bit of a chip on its shoulder, and we get some more aggressive songs overall. And what that means is that, yeah, there's still the sort of chilled out, heavy psychedelic kind of blues rock feeling swagger to some of these pieces, but as we move to the middle of the record, we've already hit a couple of big riffs, and then there's Red Giant and Toxic Annihilator kind of give a little bit more of a rocket's pace to things. It's more of a stoner metal buzz to it, and a unique sort of take. I think the guitarist and the way he composes a groove is pretty cool. It's not the usual stuff. So I kind of got hooked on that part of the record, and the rest of it sort of sold itself to me over time. I think the opener is still probably my favorite song on here, but there's a lot of standouts here overall. I won't get too much more into it. It's a heavy rock record with a bunch of great riffs, and I really like this vocalist quite a bit. I think that there's a lot more personality here than I'd expected, and also I think there's a lot more they could do with the sound. So it's a cool prospect to me, and a record I really enjoyed. The vocals and the lyrics, or I'm sorry, the visuals and the lyrics, I haven't read them, and I didn't really like the album art that much, so that kind of affects my score a little bit, but I'm still obviously really enthusiastic about this record per the score given. So look, I think it's one of their best records. I think it's a huge change, but it's not, and it will feel alien if you just have the first record. But for me, this is a more to my taste. So I was more, yeah, again, I was more into it. So see what you think. Go check it out yourself, and it is already out. So go listen to it now.